have my 8-year-old son here who just started playing baseball about a year ago.
All right.
He's really doing, he does well.
Yeah, I started around that time.
Any suggestions that you have for him? And his friend right over here, little Ricky, as well. Do you have any suggestions for these two guys?
Just have fun. I think the most important thing is to have fun, because everything else happens after you develop this great love for the game, so they don't have to tell you, you got to go practice. You got to go do this. You got to go do that. My parents, my dad instilled that love for me from a very young age. And he didn't say, I mean, you have to do this, you have to do that. He just took me to the field, and he was there with me. And I was able to play catch with him. He spent hours hitting, fly balls to me. And what that did for me was, even though I didn't have the technique or all the, skill, I have this passion for this game. I couldn't wait to get out of school, put my uniform, and go with my dad. And what that did for me was I was just loved the game so much that they didn't have to tell me, you got to go practice. You got to do this. You got to do that. I was doing stuff extra because I loved the game so much. So at that age, the most important thing is to develop this love for the game so you can carry on and you can make it, your own. Because I think nowadays there's a lot of things that are happening with our kids, and some of our parents are trying to live vicariously through them. It's like they already think of them as the next Derek Jeter or as the next, Jorge Posada, and they train them in that fashion. Is you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to, lift weights. They're kind of breeding these guys to be these players. And sometimes what that does to the kids is like, I hate baseball. I got to do this. Oh my God, I'm in pain. I'm like working so hard for what? I can't see it, because they don't see the end game, because they don't have the love for the game. It's the love of the parents. For me, the most important thing at that age, 7, 8, 9 years old, is to just be with them so they can love the game so much that they can't wait to go to the field and practice, and can't wait to go to the batting cage and hit some balls. Well, you have to, you have to be hard with him, but you have to be wise. And there's a difference between being stern and like really stubborn, and being wise and listening to him. Sometimes, you may not be up to it, but I think it's got to come from him. If he doesn't have that love inside, there's no way in the world that you're going to, sort of shove it down his throat. It's got to come from him. And the only way that you can do that is by being with him and just observe him. There's different kinds of players, and that's what makes the game great. There's no set way of being successful in this game. It comes from like a guy like Swisher, that is like the Energizing Bunny. I think he has a Red Bull IV hooked up him overnight. And that's one side of the spectrum, and then you see myself on the other side of the spectrum taking naps before the game.
Visualization.
Well, yeah, that's the story. So it takes all kinds of personalities, all kinds of attitudes, and there's no one set thing that could say, if you do this, you're going to be successful. So you just got to see what makes him tick and how to motivate him to be the best that he can be. And, baseball might be the thing, but baseball may not be the thing. But you can utilize baseball as an educational tool. My dad never thought that I was going to be a big league player. He was just teaching me life lessons. He was teaching me about commitment. He was teaching me about discipline. He was teaching me about hard work. And he just happened that I just ended up loving the game.
I think it's common with parents, though. They take their unfinished stuff and put it on their kids. You got to be careful.
Well, yeah.
So everybody walks in his house and says, "Is your son working for you?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
And he doesn't plan on working.
But there's some. It's not all of them, but I think there's kind of a trend like that, happening.
Yeah, the goal is for you to do what you ultimately were put on this earth to do, not what somebody told you to do or your parents thought you should do. And it's hard to stay with that thought, especially, nice little company here. Like, why is your son working for you? Because you want to do something else. And I didn't create this thing with him in mind. I created this thing that was my dream. I don't need him to jump into my little soiree if he didn't want to. I mean, it was open to him, but He's doing good.
Yeah.
But so I kind of that's with baseball too. But for a while I thought maybe my kid would be the next third baseman. I was like, hey, listen, if you want to be the third baseman, he'll do it. Because when I said to him, I said, you want me to put a batting cage in the backyard? He said, Dad, I appreciate if you didn't do that because then you're going to expect me to be in that batting cage every day. I said, that's true. So if I want a batting cage, I'll let you know. And that's when I knew that was probably going to go another direction. Because the kids will tell you the truth if you ask them.
I think parents have the toughest job in the world because that thing about wisdom is so important. You have to have that balance between being, there for him so you can push him, but just know when to back off. Yeah. And that, to me, that give and take is it's so fragile. That balance there. You guys have it tough.
Well, you're in a consulting role now. Your kids are grown up. You're a consultant.
Yeah. Hopefully
unless
not
there's money involved. Unless there's some money involved, then then all of a sudden you can become a parent again. If they need money, but otherwise you're just a consultant. They'll let you know on a need-to-know basis.
Yeah.